success leaves clues. And if you are in your house by yourself a day in and day out, thinking that, Oprah or somebody's going to knock on your door and make you their listing agent of their $50 million house, it's probably not going to happen quite like that. But can you get in the right rooms and find these little hacks, these little success secrets that change the game? Absolutely. Hey friends, I'm Rosemary Lewis, your homegirl, and I'm so excited that you are here. I do not care what it looks like on Instagram or HGTV. This whole being a realtor thing is not for the faint at heart. In 2017, I quit my job as a teacher to follow my real estate dreams and quickly found myself overwhelmed and struggling. Fast forward to today. Not only have I been recognized as one of the leaders in our industry, I have actually grown a business that I absolutely love. I don't care if you're a brand new agent trying to figure out how to get started or a veteran feeling overwhelmed and just stuck. I was just like you and I totally get it. Many times I wish there was someone that I could just talk to about all the challenges I was facing. And that is why I created this space just for you. Like best friends do, I'm giving you all the tea related to navigating and thriving in these real estate streets. If I can do it, guess what? That's proof that you can too. Everything's better with friends, so let's succeed together. Welcome to the Real Estate Bestie Podcast. Well, hello there, besties. Welcome to episode number 132, where we are going to talk about the power of proximity. So listen, friends, I am really pumped about this episode because I am going to introduce you to two of my Real Estate Bestie Academy students turned real life real estate besties. But what I love about these ladies are that they are not new to real estate, right? They have been licensed for, I believe, Ablavi, who you'll meet, has been licensed for 6 years. Ebony has been licensed for closer to 10 years. And they are still showing up and investing in their business and getting in the right rooms. Ebony, who you're going to hear from, is what we call an icon agent at eXp Realty. We're within the same brokerage. And pretty much all you need to know about that is sister is making money. She is already at the top of her real estate game. She is coaching and mentoring agents herself, but she is still investing in her professional development. And she's going to really explain how that proximity has not only changed her business, but changed her mindset. And then you're going to hear from Miss Ablavi. Ablavi was brand new to me just a couple months ago, but when I tell you that she gets Student of the Year for her participation and her enthusiasm in Real Estate Bestie Academy, I'm just going to let her talk to you about just how she wrestled with that decision and how she feels now that she's on the other side of it. And look, I just want to say this up front. Whether or not you ever join any coaching program or attend any event that Real Estate Bestie that we host, because I understand we're not going to be the best fit, the best price, the best whatever for everybody. But again, there is so much power in proximity in getting in the right rooms. I will always create a space in a room that you are going to be welcome to join. But again, if this is not the space for you, I just want you to hear these ladies' stories so that you can find your room, right? Because the reality is that success leaves clues. And if you are in your house by yourself a day in and day out, thinking that, Oprah or somebody's going to knock on your door and make you their listing agent of their $50 million house, it's probably not going to happen quite like that. But can you get in the right rooms and find these little hacks, these little success secrets that change the game? Absolutely. So I want you to hear from these ladies and I'll come back and chat with you at the end. So without further ado, let me introduce you to my real life real estate besties. All right. Well, welcome to the podcast, Ebony.
Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to have you. So I've already introduced you to the besties, but will you tell them a little bit about you and how you got into the business?
Yes, I am from Cleveland, Ohio. I have been in the business for about 8 years. I've been a licensed agent. I do have 20 years experience in lending. I've been an underwriter, a junior processor. I've been a loan officer. So I got in the business. My mother was supposed to be a realtor and I was just supposed to be her assistant. I was working corporate America, loved my job. She couldn't pass her test, and I had took the classes like 8 years prior, and they expire in 10 years for us. So I'm like, let me go take this test. I took the test, posted I was a realtor, and God just like opened up the doors. I did work a full-time job for 2 years while I was a part-time agent. Unfortunately, I had an accident. I have tendonitis in my wrist, but it was God transitioning me. And if that wouldn't have happened, I'd probably be working at corporate America, working till 2 in the morning doing real estate. So I'm just blessed and grateful that actually happened to me because it worked out for my good. So that's how I became
Yes.
a realtor. And my mother never got a realtor's license, but that's okay. That's okay. So I owe it to her because like I wouldn't have had the vision, honestly, just to do it if she didn't want to start her business.
No, I love that. I actually didn't know that part of your story that you started off as a loan officer, processor, and all that. So look at how that worked out. I love it.
No,
I
sir.
love it. So you came into my world, although you were just a part of Real Estate Bestie Academy. Was not the first time that we've coached or you did a course with me. We were just trying to remember before we hit record. Maybe I want to say around the pandemic 2020, 2021-ish.
Right. I found you on social media because you were an EXP agent. So I was like, oh, she looked like me. She doing big numbers. Yeah, we got something in common. Let me see what she doing so I can pick up on it too. So that's how I found you. I found you just popped up on my timeline.
No, I love it. And Ebony and I were talking about just the importance of seeing yourself represented, right? And whether it be your ethnicity, whether it be the fact that we're women, we're both, we're moms to boys, like to have a commonality and see yourself represented in something that you're aspiring to is huge. And here's the interesting thing. I think I've told you this, but when I did that first course, yeah, I did a time blocking course. Ebony signed up for my very first course. And I was really intimidated to coach you. Do you know that?
Why?
Because you were already an icon agent. So, and in our brokerage, you all, icon agent is someone who is just a designation, right? It just means pretty much you're the creme de la creme. You do numbers, right? You do a lot of business. And
Yeah.
up until that point, I had mentored and I coached people who were trying to get into the business, right? Trying to get things going. So to have you, I'm looking, so of course I stalked everybody just trying to, learn a little bit about you. And I'm like, wait a minute, is she already an icon? Okay. Like, what am I going to teach her? But what I learned, you actually taught me something because you came and every single time we've done something together, you have been such a willing participant. And what that shows me is that even though you've already experienced a great deal of success, you've committed to continually perfecting your craft and investing back in you. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came to be or why that is?
So it's crazy because when I was signing up for your classes, I'm like, she probably gonna be like, why is this girl in this class? So it was kind of like the same thing I was thinking too. But I mean, when I started the business, like there was older people in the business. I was young. None of my friends were realtors or anything. So like I didn't have anybody to help me. My coach taught me like the ropes of everything, but she also told me like the importance of having a coach. And then me having her coach,
Mhm.
I figured it out like, oh yeah, I need a coach. Like anything in life, you need a coach. It's like you need a therapist. So I learned a lot from you because like some of my weaknesses are your strengths. So time blocking, that's why I was
Yep.
in that class. I'm not good at it and I'm not afraid to say it. That is just something what I tell you, like I cannot get up in the morning. I'm not a morning person. You be like, don't say you're not a morning person. But I picked up a lot of things from you as well. And then also I mentor a couple agents and then I have a team of 14 agents in my downline. So they look at me as I am their leader. So me getting into these classes and what you offer, it just, I have more strength for them. I can take stuff back to them and teach them more stuff. And it refreshes what I need to know.
No, I love that. And I love what you said about no matter what level you are. And I don't know, I think that there is a disconnect sometimes with women in general because we want to be it all, we want to have everything on our backs. But it's a disconnect to know like it's okay to bring in support, but also just to bring in someone who can help show you your holes because like you said, I may have some strengths in areas where you were weaker. You may have some strengths in areas where I'm weaker, and now it just supports everything that you're looking to do. And sometimes it's an ego trip because I have been in a place where I'm like, okay, I have hired a coach, but like, oh, but I want to feel like I don't need one. But no, the real game changer is always putting yourselves in position with someone who's going to help you grow in a specific area. And for you, you didn't necessarily need the academy or me to help you figure out how to start making money in real estate, but there might have just been some systematic things that we could improve on. So I love that.
It was accountability and focus for me. Like those are like my two. I need to be a little bit more consistent. Like, yes, I do sell a lot of houses. I am a 4-time icon, but like there is also some strengths that I need to improve in. I also enjoy being in the academy because just listening to the other agents. I mean, I always tell
Yes.
even my agents this, like it's things that you guys are newer agents. I've been in the game for 20 years now. You guys give me a total different perspective on things. So I
Yep.
feel like you always need that because real estate is changing every day, hour by hour is something new. Or the way you see something might not be the way I might handle my client. So I appreciate those moments too. And I love the people that I get to meet, in your academy.
No, I love it. I love it. And you were definitely just a gem to have there because you gave a higher level view of things, right? Because we had people in all aspects that have been licensed for years, and some people were just taking their tests, and you were able to give some perspective. Now, we're excited because we will see you in April at the
Hey, I am
retreat.
excited too.
Yay. So I do want to talk about this because I understand that a lot of our besties that are listening maybe have never, like, it's one thing to join a course or go to a class, but it's a whole other thing to get on an airplane and go learn. And I know that you are not new to like conferences. As a matter of fact, when we met in person the first time,
Yep. We didn't even know we were going because I don't even think I posted that I was going to the Savvy Chicks conference.
no, you didn't. So y'all, that's funny. So Ebony and I were already in relationship because she'd taken some courses. We even did some one-on-one coaching, right, with each other. And we both invested. Now, keep in mind, you're talking to two people who are selling a whole lot of homes, making a whole lot of money, multiple six figures. And we actually met for the first time at an event. And I just like to point that out because one of the things about going to the events, like the content and all of that stuff, like it's going to be great. The content at the retreat is going to be great. But I want to be in the room with other people who
Right.
are investing in themselves because those, like, I don't want to just be real estate besties with the person who's going for the free pizza that the lender got. I
Yep.
want to go with the person who is like, you know what? As a matter of fact, when we were there, you gave me a makeup artist to use. Like you came and got fine. So talk to me about your mindset as it relates to getting out of your element, out of your city, and going to learn to perfect your craft.
I feel like, they always say like if you don't need to be the smartest person in the room. So,
Yep.
like that is my main reason of why I don't have a problem with jumping on a plane, jumping wherever I gotta go. I want to be around, people who have made more than me, who are doing more than me, just to enhance my skills. So that's why I'm really excited about being there and like just networking with the other real estate besties. Like even when we were in Chicago at that one retreat, I met like some great agents. Now we're doing referrals or,
Yep.
they're calling, checking in on me. We're holding each other accountable. Like, well, you said you was taking this test. What you doing? So I feel like you need a mix up of things, not just the people and the colleagues that you're working with back home. Like you need that out of town experience.
No, I completely agree. I'm thinking about what's interesting is the conference that you and I actually met face to face at. I like one of the girls that I met there, she's actually going to be a speaker at the retreat
Oh,
because literally, yeah, Sheena Baker, I met her, we just connected. I love some of the things that she's doing, saw that she is just on a speaker circuit in the Midwest. And I'm like, we need your energy. But if I wouldn't have invested in myself to get into that room, then
right.
I wouldn't have been able to bring her gifts and talents to the real estate bestie community. So you just never know, y'all. Making an investment in you actually ends up helping somebody else.
Yep.
Yep. So, okay. So, real quick, what would you say to that person who's on the fence? They're like, oh, I've never spent money. I'm not going to know nobody. Like, what would your encouragement be to them?
Just do it. Just do it. I go on a lot of people don't know this about me. I like traveling alone. Actually enjoy, like, I go see Sarah Jakes every year. I go by myself. I do not have a problem because I feel like I'm more focused and, like, I'm not no I have nobody else to, look for me to do anything. I can just really hone in on what's going on in the room, and then you're more acceptable to meet new people.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
by yourself.
Yeah, you network way better. So just do it. That's what I learned. Just if it's something that is going to benefit me, I'm just gonna do it.
No, I absolutely love that. I think that that is such a powerful thing. And then something like the bestie retreat, like you gonna have the besties there. So if you want to have a dose and hang out with friends, we're gonna welcome you and love you well. But then if you just want to go up to the room and just chill out and process and have quiet time or whatever that looks like, you have that opportunity.
Agreed.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Ebony. Well, tell our besties if they have referrals, if they want to send their family, friends to just an amazing real estate agent, where could they find you?
I am on Facebook as Ebony Bethea, Bethea. I do a lot on Instagram, so I am Ebony B underscore realtor. So
Ebony B
on
underscore.
platforms. Yes.
Yep. And Ebony is spelled Ebony.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, sister. I really appreciate you. And y'all can also catch her at the Real Estate Bestie Retreat because she will be there. And I'm just so excited to see you, to hug you, to learn with you, to grow with you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. And I appreciate you too. Thank you.
Hey, besties. I am here with one of my all-time favorite students, Miss Ablavi. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi. Hi, besties.
Hey, I am so excited to have you here, and I'm going to let you introduce yourself to our community.
Sure. So my name is Ablavi Binion Little. I am a realtor based out of the Atlanta area. I'm with Home Smart Brokerage. Been in the business for about 6 years now.
Hey, that is awesome, Ablavi. And let me tell y'all, Ablavi is the type of student that I live for because, baby, she came to every class. We had a private Voxer channel for our coaching students, and she came with the questions, she came with feedback, and you remind me of myself as a student. If I'm going to invest in an experience, I'm not going to be a fly on the wall, even if it's uncomfortable for me. I am just like you. So tell me, first of all, how did you even hear about Real Estate Bestie, the Academy, and what made you want to invest?
So I'm so glad you asked. So what had happened was I was doing a search one day on YouTube for successful Black real estate agents, and you came up along with somebody else that's actually in this market that I'm very familiar with. And you just like your energy, your vibe matched me. You know what I'm saying? And that was what intrigued me about you. You genuinely seem like somebody who I could hang out with and kick it with. And so I got into the YouTube, all the stuff you had on YouTube. And then I was like, oh, she got a podcast too. And then it was like, oh, she has a Facebook page too. And then it just kept going and going and going. And so when the opportunity presented itself for the academy, it was a no-brainer because you remind me of like a cousin. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who I could just really identify with, and to just see your rise, it was like, man, if she can do it, then so can I. So I was very encouraged and inspired by you. And just your approach was like nothing I had ever seen before. Having been in the business for a while, having had coaches for a while, I like to say Rosemary is one of one. You
Oh,
are personable and practical, and I just love that combination. It's just very genuine. So I
oh,
just appreciated that. I really did.
I appreciate you and what you are saying. You are just confirming, for me, why we even have Real Estate Bestie, right? Because we want to make it doesn't have to be cutthroat. And I know that you are in a market that can feel cutthroat sometimes. Even if we are going for the same type of clients, we can share. We don't have to be competitive. And that's what we really want to convey is so I love that you felt that from YouTube and you felt that from the podcast. And now we real life real estate besties because you made the step.
Yeah, you like the gift to keep on giving. So it's all good. I just appreciate it. I mean, just even the podcast information, the YouTube information, the items that you don't pay for is so much value in that. You know what I mean? That's why in my review, I had said engage at whatever level you can.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it will help you. It just, the value you give just keeps increasing, with the investment that you put in.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
my personal experience.
Yeah, and I love that you said that, because I would like to talk about that, because you have some besties that, yes, we want to meet you where you are no matter what. So we have a lot of things that you can get started with the podcast, with YouTube, but you done went through another door. So talk to us about the difference from looking from the outside to actually getting in and having that direct face-to-face encounter from the academy. How has that helped you in your business?
It's been incredible. You don't hide anything. You're very open, you're very generous, and you literally give us the blueprint to how to grow your business. And the rest is up to us in terms of implementation, but the knowledge is there, period, hands down.
Yeah, yeah. And it's different. Like, we do a lot on the podcast, but I think that the direct coaching, the role play, it just like it. I can't duplicate that on a podcast. I wish I could, but I can't.
No, you have the specifics, the handouts. I mean, I can tell you put a lot of effort in it because the depth of the information is very thorough. This isn't something you just slap together, and put a price tag on. You really went into detail. Because I'm a step-by-step kind of girl. You
Yeah,
have
yeah.
the steps, you have outlines, you have plans. I mean, it's just really, really remarkable. You get done with the academy, like, my gosh, I got a lot of work. So, it's just amazing. All I can say is, where have you been all my real estate life? That's
Hey, I'm here now, bestie. I'm here now. And speaking
exactly.
of which, we're going to meet face to face because you have invested in coming to the retreat. Is this your first time doing a real estate conference, or have you done them in the past?
This is my first time.
Is it?
It is. It is my very first time. And so I'm the kind of person who feel like we invest in the things that we want to invest in. I
Yeah.
really feel like, especially as women, don't let our baby need something. We're going to find a way. We're going to make a way, and I just feel like when it comes to ourselves and when it comes to our businesses, then it's hesitation.
Yep.
But I don't think that that's okay, because if we want to keep showing up for our families, we have to keep building ourselves up from a business perspective.
Yep.
So I just think that, was it easy to make the investment? No, not necessarily. However, it was necessary.
I love that you believed in yourself. I mean, you getting on a plane. Look, Ablavi has done the BFF experience, so we're gonna do a private dinner and an extra mastermind day. I mean, you went all in on betting on you, and that's the type of person that I like to vibe with, because, and I said this on the previous interview with Ebony, like, I just don't want to be in a room with all the realtors that are there for the free pizza, right? I want to collaborate with the other women who respect themselves, or maybe respect isn't the word. The women who are willing to bet on themselves and invest in themselves enough, because I know that you all are going to be thinking on a higher level and you're going to push me. So I absolutely love that. What would you say to the person who's on the fence, though, who's trying to find every reason on why they should not invest, or they're just nervous to, this may be their first conference or the first time they're traveling, or even if they're local to here, just not knowing what to expect? What would you tell them?
I would say you're worth it. You're worth it. Your dreams are worth it. Whatever your highest expectation for your life is worth it. And the time is now. Tomorrow is not promised. All we have is today. And the fact that somebody of your level of success is willing to share all this information and gather people, similar to yourself in a room for us to glean from, for us to learn from, it's truly a gift from God. You know what I mean? And it would be unfortunate if you did not figure out a way, because again, as women, we make things happen. That's what we do, period, point blank, for everybody else.
Period,
So
point blank.
we need to make it happen for ourselves. We are worth it. We're
No,
worth it.
we are worth it. Oh, I love that. I love that. And speaking of which, I just cannot wait to see you, touch you, hug you, meet you. I might cry when I see you.
I might too, because I'm a crier as well. And I want to say this was not an easy process for me. I had to do a lot of coordination. I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I have a husband who, he does the best he can, but
He a husband. Okay, say less.
It's a lot. So I had to do a lot of coordination, but it was worth it. It was worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we ask for, well, how can I get better in this area? God showed me a way. And then you drop something like this in your lap that is very affordable, might I add, because other coaches cost significantly more for all of this,
Yeah.
And you have this tremendous experience that's available to you. I just feel like we need to figure out a way.
Figure it out. Oh. Now I want the besties to figure out if they have someone in your area for a referral, how do they get in contact? Because y'all see her energy. Like, can you imagine her, Ablavi, just taking care of your clients, your people that are relocating to the Atlanta metro area? So how can our besties get in contact with you?
Oh, I'm real easy to find. I am on the socials, Ablavi Binion Little. I promise you, I'm the only one out there with that name as well. So there's that. I'm Ablavi the realtor on Instagram. And so you can just, locate me in any of those places. I'd be glad to help in whatever way I can.
Yes, and we are going to put all of your links on the podcast in the show notes on our social channels. So you all will be able to connect with Ablavi for your ATL leads and referrals. And you'll be able to connect with her in real life April 9th through the 11th at the Bestie Retreat.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be amazing. Please be in the room. I want to meet you.
Yes, get in the room. Thank you, Ablavi.
You're welcome.
Besties, wasn't that amazing? I just love these ladies for so many reasons. And honestly, this is one of the reasons that I love the platform. I know y'all think like, oh, Rosemary, you made Real Estate Bestie for us. Child, I made it for me too, because like attracts like, right? When you put yourself out there and when you shine light into the world, you draw and you attract more light. And I'm just so grateful to attract besties like Ebony and Ablavi. And did you hear what they said, right? I love how Ebony said, look, I go at it alone, whether it's a conference with Sarah Jakes or a Real Estate Bestie retreat. I know that it gives me time to process. Like, she uses these experiences, getting in the right rooms, the power of proximity, as also her think time for her. And I love that, because so often we as women, we don't give ourselves that. And then Ablavi, she encouraged us all and said, you know what? You are worth it. And there have been so many times in my own life that I haven't invested in something. I'm looking at a denim jacket one day that I might not have bought because I didn't think that, somebody like me should have had it at the time. And as silly as that sounds, we do that to ourselves all the time. We discount ourselves and we talk ourselves out of opportunities that can be life-changing. But Ablavi said, baby, you are worth it. And she hopes to see you at the retreat, as do I. So listen to this, though. As I'm recording this podcast, we are already we're just shy of 30 days away from the retreat. And we are running out of space, besties. So if every time I mention the retreat, if you're thinking, should I, maybe, I don't know. Yes, friend, you for sure should. Why should you be here? Because coming to an event like this will fast track your way to success. I cannot tell you how many times, again, from the power of proximity, that I've put myself in the right room at the right times. And there was just this one thing that was said, or this one strategy, or this one tip that was given that completely changed and shifted the way I went about doing business. And I know, because I am curating the event, right? I know what the speakers are talking about. I know who we have on the lineup. But even more than that, I know how we are creating a space and welcoming Jesus all through this thing. Even though it's our business, we understand that we can't do anything separate from him. And when I truly say this is going to be the room that changes everything, I'm speaking to myself too, because I know that the investment of time and resources will not come back void for me, and it won't come back void for you. So how do you get in? realestatebestie.com. Go to the website now. Stop overthinking it, because here's what I promise you. We will sell out. I decree and declare it. Look, we will sell out. And when we sell out, I do not want you to be playing the shoulda, coulda, woulda game. And not because you have a fear of missing out, but because you truly know that you belong in this space and you belong in this room. So head on over to rosemarylewis.com/retreat, or realestatebestieretreat.com. We will link them both here, and go ahead and get your ticket today. This is what I know for sure. I know that I will be there, and I'm not only cheering you on, but I'm opening up my playbook, okay? I know that we're going to have besties like Ebony, who is icon agent, Ablavi, who is deep in the thick of her business, and all of the other speakers and breakout session leaders and just the other besties from around the country. Everybody will be here, and it is going to be like the sisterhood that you did not know that you had, and definitely didn't know you needed until you got into the room. So I cannot wait. Like, I'm filled with so much excitement, so much expectation over what God is going to do in and through the Real Estate Bestie Retreat. The only thing that is missing is you. I know it's going to be great, and not because I think I'm so great though, but because I know that God is just doing a new thing in us. He's doing a new thing in Real Estate Bestie. He is birthing just some really great relationships, some really great opportunities, and I just cannot wait to see it unfold in real time in Southlake, Texas, April 9th through the 11th, and I can't wait to do it with you. All right, besties, I hope this was helpful. I hope that you feel inspired and empowered and feeling like, hey, I deserve this after listening to our besties. As always, do me a favor, go ahead and rate the podcast, give us 5 stars, leave a comment, and we will talk to you next week. Bye now. If you enjoyed this episode and you have a real life bestie that you think it would resonate with, y'all, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that share button, because you know what? We are better together. Make sure you share the podcast, and I appreciate your reviews. I appreciate you giving me 5 stars more than you know. I'll talk to you next week.